For mega market manufacturer brand, they often send out purchase orders in a batch. Like for example, as you can see here on the 25th of March, they send out separate email for each PO is all on the 25th, and you see one on the 24th as well. For mega market, we contracted with them to use a certain transport company designated by them to handle all the transportation. All we need to do is to deliver the products to their central store. And this is a template that we need to send to the contact person of the transport department to let them know, yeah, I want to deliver these products. This is the kilograms, this is the volumes, etc. I confirm with you, go ahead. Now, I also created some Excel templates as separate sheets in the same Excel file with this template to be sent out to them. We'll start with store list. This is for VLOOKUP, and then summary. So PO batch is basically year, month, days. I created myself to easily remember what they are about. This is the batch of the POs that they sent out. These are the purchase order numbers, and this is the first two digits of the purchase order number. That is a store number. Then with VLOOKUP, using this sheet, we can easily tell which store it is, and this column is about the SKUs that they are ordering. As you can see, for this store, store 13, they are ordering two different types of products. So this is the purchase order quantity. Here you got the purchase order quantity by store number. So you know that, alright, I'm going to pack up in total 35 pieces of product to go to this location. And this is the purchase order quantity by SKU number. This is important because this is what you would tell people in the warehouse or the manufacturing team that, hey, I want to prepare in total 135 for SKU 370, 311. Do you have them in stock? When can I have it? Can you guys get them prepared? Let's see how it goes. So they just want to know the total number of one type of SKU, and you want this number to give to them. Next is the planned delivery date, which is stated on every single purchase order. Say I open this, go down here, planned delivery date. The planned delivery date for the store number 10 is usually the earliest one because it is in town and it's the nearest to our company. So this column is simply the minimum of all these days. And this is actually strange because today, as the time of this recording, is the 29th of March, and yet they want a lot of stores, the ones in town and a lot of stores even in the north, yeah, a long way from here, like 1,000 kilometers, to be delivered tomorrow. This is insane. I don't know how. Maybe there was some agreement in the email trail or over the phone, whatever, but this is not a theoretically correct typical case. Now, in theory, if you got this as the earliest date to deliver the product, you would minus four days before that. You have to get the confirmation with Gemadet, there, which is Mega Market, which is the transport company that we contracted with Mega Market, before 3 p.m. That means before 3 p.m. I'm going to send out this template to them. What do I do? Well, for each purchase order, the warehouse staff will come back to me with these dimensions. All I need to do is to fill them in, and then the formula here would tell me what is the volume. I also need to input manually the kilograms. The warehouse staff already noted that down on the printed purchase orders for me. Yeah, just this, which is in red, this column, you need to manually fill out yourself. Kilograms in red, you manually fill out yourself. You manually fill out these as well, and the formula will tell you what it is. This is a formula. It's just the it will just automatically tell you the store number from the purchase order number. So, like I said, you got the templates ready. You send it to this contact person, and he or she will reply you with this, which is the email confirmation. It basically tell, oh yeah, for these purchase orders 30th of March 2021, which is tomorrow, please deliver it to our regional store before 11. So let's go back to our template file, the workflow sheet, to recap a bit. You see, purchase order printed out, and print out the confirmation email from that person. Next, you gotta notice we use a specific form for goods dispatch note in case we use DHL or GameAdapt or whatever contracted the transport company. Let's take an example. Let's say this is a PO that I want to work on. You got the PO number, which is right here. The first two digits are the store number, etc. Now, what I want to do is I will go into this, open up a new voucher, and this is a client code. I want to put in the purchase order number and the information about the transport detail. In this case, it is the name of the courier. It's going to bring all this batch of products to the central store of Mega Market. The employee code is automatically generated here. It's already correct. Coming up next, just gonna put in the SKU number as they show up in the purchase order itself. And as always, cut and paste the name of the products as they appear on the goods dispatch note. I also want to cut and paste the EAN number and the SKU number. This is business as usual. It should have become a habit by now. Next, so the purchase order of Mega Market, you do not have the price stated on it, and it is your own responsibility to make sure that you are issuing this voucher using the correct price. In this case, they are already correct, but I still want to copy and paste them here because later on, when I change the product code back to my real internal product code, let's see what happens. Does the price change? Oh, it still stays the same. Good then. Control C, Control V. In some cases, it may change over here when you change the product code, and you just copy and paste from right to back, from right to left. Let's see what else. Yep, and the number, they want 40 of this and 30 of this. Everything looks fine. It's not over yet. So, still remember this one? Open it up. For this store, we got a couple of information here. This is 170, which is this. And also, remember this? Yep, all of this. Down here, planned delivery date, planned delivery time. Back to this. Now there's a couple of information that we need to fill out. Booking time, it is 11 o'clock. And then the planned delivery date for this purchase order, which is down here. Just put it in. It's the 6th of April 2021. And then the purchase order number, leave it here. The store number, the number of packs, that information is in here. It's only one pack. It's going to be 18.7 kilograms. and the volume is 0.08. 0.08. Yeah. That is it then. There, you are ready to save it. And oh, by the way, you don't want to issue an invoice yet. We're only sending out the products to them at this stage. We do not issue the invoice yet. Okay, and then you can save it. This is only an example. I'm going to load this test voucher and pull up the real thing that we did. You can see they put in a different planned delivery date here, which isn't exactly right, but it's alright. Just so you know, this tab right here with all the information like this was customized, and also the print template itself was customized, which is this one. Just open it up, and there you go. This is the goods dispatch notes. The information that we manually put in right here. Delivery time is here, planned delivery date, and so on and so forth. Supplier code and the name of the store was retrieved from the employee database. You also have the information about the number of packs, the volume, the weight, automatically pulled up from the manual entries right here. One thing to note about the dispatch notes for MegaMarket is you don't put in the price, you can't see the price and the value. They only want the staff at their own stores to only see the numbers, the quantities. Later on, when I issue the invoice for this voucher, I will move the accounts receivable back to a common client code to make things simple, but not for now yet. Let's take a look at how things are organized. Say I go into sales, I filter out my client code, and I filter out MB for my employee code. These, the ones with the invoice number for each of them, are the previous vouchers that we issued invoices. This batch of vouchers without invoice numbers are the ones that we were talking about. And this is my guy, you see? Consistently the same for client code and employee code, whereas for a previous one, like for example this one, you got different client code and a different employee code, and the invoice itself is a separate voucher reference right here. Pull it up. Yep, it is this entity that we want to issue the invoice to, but yet we want to move the accounts receivable, all of them, back to this code only. A few days later, what had to come finally came. This is an email from the staff of MegaMarket where they sent out by email the scanned goods receipt note to us, and the one that we're looking at for our example is this one. What you want to do is you want to save all these into our respective folder, which is this one. It's going to be here. I'll just delete all this unnecessary text and save it. You want to save all of them, all right? And again, just to show you the where to save things, it's in client. We go into MegaMarket, MB, and this is where we want things to be in here. All right. I'm gonna just go ahead and save the other two files as well. Now let's take a look at our goods receipt note. There's no drama here, right? The quantities are exactly the same as they were at the beginning. The delivery staff and the supermarket staff didn't cross out this quantity and say using a pen and override some other quantities on it. Everything is the same, no change, no edit. So we can just go ahead and issue an invoice using these quantities as they are. Which means I'm gonna go in here and open up this example. And by the way, guy, there is a way to get things correct right from the beginning. Like, you got the mega headquarters or common client code for AR right here in the client's code. And down here you got the employee code. And here in the invoice tab, you got the client's code for tax purposes. So remember to tick on this box so that all these three tabs, AR and stock and invoice, are on the same voucher. You don't want to do it the previous way where you don't tick this box and you issue the invoice separately. Now, with this new way of doing things, it makes life easy and correct from the beginning. By correct from the beginning, I mean if you try to click on this and print out the PAX-D goods dispatch note, this one.
This is what you get. The information is still correct. The store number was automatically generated to be 13, which matches our store, in this case, this one. At the same time, the client's code for AR is correctly this one. Even if you don't deliver to the client's central warehouse and use this PAX-D printed form, but instead deliver directly to this supermarket, this one, which is in the north. Let's assume that is the scenario.
Then this is going to be the template that you're going to use to print out, all right? And everything is still correct. You see, up here on the general information area, you got the name of the entity, which is this one in Hanoi in the north, and the address as well, because they all link to this client code on the invoice tab, all right? And down here you got the right information, which is this store and exactly this client code and this employee code accordingly. So everything goes correctly, and you can just and you still have the right client code for AR, and it's right all from the beginning. See? So remember, put the right common client code for AR in here, and then put the employee code down here, and on the invoice tab you put the client code according to the employee code to refer to the same store. And remember to issue all these vouchers like AR, stock, and invoice on the same voucher. All these tabs should show up here, so tick all these boxes. Don't issue the invoice separately as we previously did it that way. And in that way you get everything correct. You can just, print things out, and all the information on the printed goods dispatch note is correct. Now, in this case, we already have the proof of the products delivered, the goods receipt note with the stamp on it. I'll show you again. It's exactly this one. It's our PAX-D goods dispatch note, but once it got the stamp down here, it was on the 5th of April, it becomes a goods receipt note and effectively a proof and the basis for issuing invoices. So go ahead and do it. We can just click on here and then issue the invoice. There you see, we just issued an invoice for this voucher, and there is no drama at all. As you can see, the AR and the stock dispatch note, they got the 29th of March as the journal date. And yes, the invoice got the 25th of April, which is today, as the journal date. So the invoice tab could go separate. No drama, no issue. Perfect. Also, guys, just some words on how I used to organize the files. The batch of goods dispatch notes PAXD that we were talking about is actually in here, something like this. So let's see what we got here. These are all the POs that we delivered for the batch, and here we already received all the related goods receipt notes, and all these were already issued invoices. See, what I did is I would change the name of the folder to invoiced, just to let me know that, oh yeah, the whole batch is finalized, invoice issued, just wait for payments. And for the same delivery period, we still got 2 other pending cases, and we may be waiting for other pending cases for this delivery period. So I would leave it there and wait for it. Once all of the goods dispatch notes related to this period is issued invoice, meaning nothing is pending, it's all finalized, invoice issued, just wait for payments, I would go up here and change the folder name to invoiced. Just a handy way to see that, yeah, it's finalized, but not yet. Just to show you. I used to do it like this because we didn't have an accounting software to work with. We had to do it on Excel, so this is a handy way to keep things organized. Well, for now, with this interface, it's very obvious, which is pending, which is not. So, yeah, just to let you know. I'm gonna end this session by giving you guys a bonus example where we have to input the attributes as well, which is this example. PO number, where's the PO number? There you go. PO number, store number, vendor code, etc. See for yourself, delivery way, PAXD. Yep, so let's do it. All right, create something new.
So client code, that's what it is. Our store for this case is this one. Yep, just copy and paste that employee code before the dash to this box for entity code for tax purposes. And make sure the information about the description is put in. Now we're ready to just input the SKUs from the POs from the supermarket. Down here is 370311. Next, this is now automatic. You can just cut and paste the information into the relevant boxes. The first one, the first line item, we don't have attributes code, but for the second one we do, and that's why we put it there. This is a standard process. Now we go to, should be automatic by now. And also the price, just copy them so that we have them in place. Next, the quantity is 50 and 15. So now is where it gets interesting. Normally, what we would do is we copy this product code and put it in here. But in this case in particular, we're actually using another product code as a substitute for this product code. So I'm going to put this real product code into this box for the record. So it's going to be substituted by an alternative as the products look similar and it's acceptable to become substitutes in certain situations like this. For the second one, we follow the standard procedure, copy and paste the name again, and the price didn't jump up and down over here, so good. We don't have to copy from right to left. Next is gonna be Control C, F6, and Control V to filter the attributes code. Just tick, and you get the right quantity. And for the record, this was back in January the 7th. So it's gonna be the 7th of January 2021. Everything looks good. and save it. And a few days later, when we actually receive the goods receipt note for this PO itself, we can just click on this to issue the actual electronic invoice to be sent to the clients.